by City Mission in Washington, Pennsylvania. Hello and welcome to Bizburgh. I'm your host, John Hall. Today, the program is with City Mission. Dean Gartland, the president and the CEO of City Mission, joins us. Dean, friend, always a pleasure to see you.
John, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Always good, Dean. So, Dean, I don't want to presuppose there's any knowledge at all from our listeners that City Mission might be a blank slate for people when they first hear this. So when you hear the word mission, generally I think people think about an alcoholic or an addict looking for a meal or a place to stay for an evening. But I know from our many years of our conversations, City Mission, of course, is that in a very tiny way, but the umbrella and the community around you is gigantic.
Yes, and the City Mission has been growing over the years, and so we are a 160-bed shelter for homeless women with children, general population of homeless men, as well as homeless veterans. And we also have a medical clinic on site that operates 5 days a week. Every client that comes to the mission has to be screened through our medical clinic. We operate a Samaritan Center, which gives out free food twice a week to the area's needy and poor, and some of the unsheltered homeless make their way over for food. We also operate 7 thrift stores, soon to be 8.
Wow.
Thrift shops and that we have, and we operate a career training and education center we call C-Tech, where all the men and women in our program have the opportunity to come in and be able to get their IDs and get their birth certificates, Social Security cards, driver's license, whatever. They get training and certificates. And so a big part of the mission program is really helping to prepare men and women to get back into the workforce in our society.
Fabulous. Dean, that's a lot of balls to be juggling at one time. And in the midst of it all, what balances it all out is, of course, your faith and the mission as well in Jesus Christ.
Amen. And this is and that is foundational to everything we do. So when we talk about our medical clinic, or we talk about our career training and education center, or we talk about our thrift store operations, all of it surrounds the foundational elements of the City Mission, which is our relationship with Jesus Christ and that message that we want to share with those who walk through our doors. We know that for life transformation to actually happen, there has to be a change of heart and mind. And that doesn't come just simply by somebody willing it into existence, because we know that doesn't work. But a real faith in Christ really does transform and change the heart and mind of those individuals who walk through our doors. And so we partner with quite a number of churches in the area who support the mission, and we have chapel service during the week. We have the morning devotions. I actually do a chapel service once a week for our residents and our staff. We all get together on a Monday, 11:30, and I'll present a message. And so the gospel is being presented on a daily basis throughout the day. And of course, people are not required to believe to get any services from us. We serve everybody. And whatever their faith background is, when they walk through the door, we are going to love them, care for them, and give them the best opportunity for success they could possibly get. And we do it with the love of Christ.
Fabulous. And having said all that, of course, not trying to force anything on anyone, the fact of the matter is people do come to Christ because of the work. You seeing that, it's just got to be so uplifting to your life.
Oh, I tell you, when you hear the testimonies of some of the men, and I usually take about 5 minutes or 10 minutes at the end of my chapel service on Monday and ask people just to get up and share. And here's some of the testimonies of the men and women that get up and talk about how, they've tried so many different treatment centers and been so many different other places. And, and they finally made their way to the City Mission. And it's so different than what they've ever experienced before to hear about Jesus and to see Christ in action, that they're experiencing him in a very real way through the lives of our staff, our volunteers that come to the mission and really carry out, really do the work of Jesus Christ right there on the campus. And then as they warm up to this and they see it in action and they realize that there are people that really do care about them. They're not just paid professionals to care about them,
right.
But people actually really do care about them. It really transforms their heart.
Fabulous. Now, of course, Dean, with all the things that you're operating at any one time, there's a huge economic engine that has to take place. And, of course, you think about government subsidies and how the government is engaged in a lot of nonprofit work. You and the mission itself You have not engaged the government because of restrictions the government has. So you're on your own to provide the funding for yourself for all the men and women, all the kids who come into the front doors.
That's it. We have quite a number of churches that support the mission. We have a number of businesses in the community that support the mission. We have a number of major donors that support the mission. And we go to foundations as well for that support. And then throughout the year, we have various events that take place. And one of those events that we have every year. It really didn't get started by the city mission, though. But we have an event. It's called Mission Possible Run Walk, and so today I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And I brought a guest with me today. Is Jeff McCartney. Jeff is one of our board members, and he's also the founder of Mission Possible 7 that started 7 years ago and has raised a considerable amount of money for our Veterans House, which is called the Crabtree Kovacic Veterans House. And we had a lot of debt that we had incurred when we built the facility. And so we have been working diligently over the last few years to meet that debt obligation, and we have. And so now, as we engage in this walk run from here on out, the money goes to support the operations of our Veterans House, and it's absolutely amazing. Jeff has done an absolutely amazing job. His creativity, his energy, his enthusiasm, his commitment to the city mission, as well as to the veterans, is unmatched. And it's a real privilege for him to be on our board, but also for me to be able to call him my friend.
Outstanding. Well, thank you so much. It's very kind of you to introduce Jeff McCartney that way. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thank you, John. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, the pleasure's ours, Jeff. Okay, so the brainchild of doing Mission Possible, where you engage the greater community to run and or walk. I mean, it's an unusual thing. People will say, yeah, I'm going to run for a certain distance, and I'm going to be sponsored by people to raise money. Where did this come from?
Excuse me. When I first joined the mission, we were in dire straits. Needless to say, after the 2015 fire, we were just scrambling any way we could to try and keep the doors of the mission open.
I bet.
And by God's grace, I was asked to join Northwood Charitable Foundation, which is my company's foundation for housing needs. I got the idea, why don't I ask Northwood Charitable if they would donate to the city mission to help our homeless? And they said, well, if you start something, a fundraiser of some sort, we'll match some funds for you.
Great.
So we had the bright idea of having a 5K run in the morning and a dinner dance in the evening. And after a 20-hour day, we decided it was really fun, but probably not the best path to take.
Your feet can only take so much.
Yes. So, but Northwood Charitable Foundation was just unbelievably gracious to us. They first committed to match up to $5,000 in funds, and they saw how hard all the volunteers and the mission and the people in my office who helped with us, we presented everything to them, and they jumped it up to $10,000, and they've done that for us ever since. And I just want to say how grateful I am to them. And then we got connected with folks from the VFW Post 764, and they were all in when we had flyers. We were handing them out at the farmers market in Washington, and everybody's throwing them in the garbage. And one guy went to throw it, then he looked and he come back and he said, "How can we help?" And so between Northwood Charitable Foundation, Post 764, the veterans in our community, all the volunteers from my offices in Peters Township in Washington, we have been able to have a really nice 5K run, 1 mile fun walk at Peters Woods Park. And we were able to, over the last 6 years, raise almost $300,000.
Wow.
And the sponsorship really comes from the shirts. Companies like Accutrex the last 2 years have been very helpful and contributed greatly to it. We have a memorial line on the back for lost veterans that their family and friends buy, and they donate to have that put on the shirts as well. We have little fun bags. Chick-fil-A contributes, other companies, smaller sponsors, home warranty companies and title companies I'm associated with help us. So it's less about the running part and more about just honoring the veterans.
I see.
At our shelter, and just praising God that He has made something out of nothing. I had no experience in fundraising at all. And God took us and turned it into a wonderful event that we're pleased to have.
Outstanding. Listen to you describe this. It sounds like the community is invested now, right? I mean, there's one thing to throw a flyer in the trash, another thing for people to show up, for the community to gather around you and to have some fun. I'm sure people see this and go, wait a second, that looks pretty cool. I want to be part of this as well.
That's exactly right. And even during COVID, when we had to go to a virtual run, we decided, and the mission team did a really good job of putting it out there. We had people from 22 states participate in the virtual run, which just blew me away.
Yeah, that's cool.
I had a guy from Nebraska call me and say, can I donate $500? Of course. Here's where you send it to. So the run this year is on August 6th, 8 a.m. It's a 5-mile run, 1-mile fun walk. You can bring your dogs, which a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
They put a little American flag theme on their dogs, their pets. For a $25 donation, which you can either register online through missionpossiblerun.org or the citymission.org and their events link. Either way, you can register ahead of time. Like I said, we have a lot of fun. We get a lot of prizes. We give things away at the end. You keep your ticket. We have drawings at the end. People can win $100 gift cards and different things like that, gift baskets.
Nice.
And we have a nice supply of food that's donated to us from various organizations, mostly VFW and Brugger's Bagel and Krispy Kreme donuts, which is my favorite.
Helps the run.
Yes.
Right. I mean, it sounds like a big party.
It is. It's a lot of fun. Everybody enjoys it. We just, it's not a competitive run.
Mm-hmm.
However, this year we are giving first, second, third place medals to the men's category, women's category, and children under 12. So for anybody that does want to have a serious tune-up run for a bigger race or whatever the case may be, it is timed. We have chips now in the number tags. So if you want to just kind of be serious about it, you can. But otherwise, you just come and enjoy the fun and the event itself. And although it seems like a long time, it goes so quick. The race, and it's over. It started and it's over, and it's done in what seems like just minutes.
Fabulous. August 6th is the date for Mission Possible 7. Look online at missionpossiblerun.org. That's missionpossiblerun.org. If you're an athlete or someone leaning into that direction, or you just want to go and have some fun and support the mission, city mission, or if you're a walker as well and you love your dog and want to be part of the fun, it sounds like a really interesting day to go out there and just be part of something that's bigger than yourself and help homeless men and women.
Yeah, and some of our homeless veterans will be there that are living currently in our veterans house, and so they help volunteer as well, and some of them walk the course, and so you do get a chance to talk to some of the folks that are recipients of the benefit here of the support that's coming to that facility, and so those veterans are so grateful to be able to have a place where they can go. It's a beautiful facility, and obviously it's brand new, so it's opened in 2018, and it's just a beautiful facility, and we are at the mission just so grateful for all the volunteers and the support that comes in from all over the place, from other businesses and all of our sponsors and of course Northwood Charitable Foundation and all that they do, and the VFW. So it's I tell you what, it's a great place. We have a lot of fun there too. I mean, we joke, we have a lot of fun. We do the walk. I walk it every year, and not run. I walk.
God bless you.
But it is a lot of fun, and of course Peterswood Park is a beautiful park, and it's just a great venue to be able to be at and be able to take that. And it's in a Saturday morning. You come out, participate, have some fun, support a great cause, and know that you're making a difference in the lives of so many men who are veterans, and I just wanted to give you a very quick glimpse of kind of how this, even with the whole veterans thing started. And this was back when I came to the mission in 2008. We were looking at the amount of men that were coming into the mission, to the shelter, and I said, I wonder how many of these men are veterans. And so we started tracking how many men were coming to us that were, former veterans and been in the military. And we saw the first year, I think we tracked, might have been about 25 or 30 veterans. The next year, we're tracking it again. I hear it went up to about 40, 45. Then it went up to 55 to 60.
Really?
Then every year, the number of veterans coming to the mission seeking shelter and hope was just growing. And so we, on the board, we talked about this with the board, and we said, you know what? We need to do something better, because many of our veterans were leaving like in the middle of the night. They would just pack up their stuff and leave, and nobody would know where they went or why they left. They would seem to be doing really well, but they would just pack up and leave. And so we said we needed to address this, and weren't exactly sure how. But I said, you know what? They served us. Now it's our turn to really serve them. So why don't we do something special for our veterans? And so the board and myself, we talked about this, and we decided to build a facility just for veterans, and see if we can't really impact that number of people leaving. And so sure enough, we, did through a lot of hard work and raising money to get this veterans facility built. And now with the veterans coming in there, and we have seen a dramatic change.
Really?
People do not leave in the middle of the night. There's a camaraderie among the veterans groups that are in there. And we have Navy guys, Marines, Army, Coast Guard. We have Army. I mean, we have all of them represented that are just former veterans that are coming in. And a wide range of military operations, from Vietnam-era veterans to Desert Storm to Afghanistan veterans to Iraqi war veterans. And so there's a wide range of age groupings as well. And so all these veterans are coming to the mission, and now they have a place that is really their own. And we have a veteran who manages our veteran services, who is a Desert Storm veteran. So there's a real camaraderie, and people are staying longer. They stay in the facility. They support one another. And then to see these men making their way back into society, getting a job, full-time employment, getting back reconnected with their families, it really is a tremendous blessing to us to see these things happen. And that's why this Mission Possible run walk is just so important to our veterans, and we're just very grateful.
It's fascinating, Dean. It's really interesting that you've tapped into something here that was a problem, and now you've made it a positive resource. So, Jeff, talk about that for yourself. I mean, the idea of men and women serving the military. I mean, all honor to these guys, to those women and men, giving their best for us. Of course, it's always a tiny fraction of people who serve in the United States military, but you saw that as well and wanted to do something.
Yes. My youngest brother and my oldest brother were both career military.
Wow.
So I spent a lot of time on military bases with them. Just really honored and respected what they did for our country. They left months at a time. My oldest brother was a Vietnam vet, so he was gone for almost 2 years, but just was so proud to serve his country. And, like Dean said, when you see these guys, and the rate of homelessness for veterans was growing higher than the general population by a significant amount. And also 22 veterans a day were committing suicide in this country. That's why when we built this facility, we made it a 22-bed facility to honor and to try and bring attention to that fact that we're losing 22 veterans a day unnecessarily. So having the structure that these men and women had, but by being in the military, knowing when to get up, what to do, it was so different from the residents that are normal, typical homeless residents that that was a brilliant idea by Dean and that group and Dr. Crabtree. They all just did a significant amount of work to make sure not only are we going to find them a home, we're going to find them the respect that they deserve, the honor to give them that they deserve. They have served our country, and it's our turn to serve them.
Fabulous.
And the VFW Post 764, if you want to come over and just say thank you to a vet, come to this event. They have the color guard, they have Pledge of Allegiance, they have an ambulance service for us there. Everybody there is on board 100%. And most of the companies that donate to us to sponsor this, their leaders were veterans at one time, so they certainly understand what we're doing, and they all step up and do their job. Well, thankfully, when you see these guys, it's such a blessing to see these guys get back out into the world, working, contributing, feeling good about themselves again. It's just that's really where, if anybody wants to come visit the mission, please do so. We'll give you tours, but when you see and hear from these men that how grateful they are that we took the time to say, hey, what do you need from us? How can we help you? Please let us help you. And when they accept that help and understand that it's not something to be ashamed of, that their path went a little bit crooked, but we're here to help you straighten it out. That is just God's blessing. I mean, there's nothing else we do that's more fulfilling than seeing the people that, like Dean had said earlier, witness, not just their faith now and forgot they had it and got it back, but also that they feel like they're part of our society again for the first time in a long time. And that just really is, to me, what drives me to do what I do, and, of course, the whole mission and our board. But Dean and his staff have just done an absolutely amazing job over the last 6 years, not only getting this building up, helping the fundraising, getting it paid off, but making the success rate of the men in that veteran shelter higher than what the average rate of success is across the whole nation. That's so inspiring, and I'm so grateful to be part of it. So.
That's so well said. Jeff, thanks for that. MissionPossibleRun.org. That's MissionPossibleRun.org. This is the 7th annual walk run for City Mission. If you know a veteran, are a veteran, love a veteran, or you just want to support the United States Armed Forces, whatever branch of that military service it is, go out there in Washington, PA, in August 6th. It sounds like a really great day, a party for the whole community and supporting those men and women who have given the best years of their lives in service of the United States of America and for our freedoms. Really a wonderful, wonderful event that City Mission is sponsoring the 7th year in a row. MissionPossibleRun.org. Dean, with just a few minutes to go, an encouragement for the work that you do, for people who are listening right now and think, I want to be part of this. I can volunteer. I can give financially. I can pray. Help is always needed, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And I do encourage people to please remember the City Mission in prayer as we, weathered the storm of the pandemic and getting to where we're at today. And very grateful that we lost nobody through this whole pandemic.
Amazing.
And been able to get through that storm and continue to do our work. We never missed a day of serving the homeless, never missed a day of preaching the gospel, never missed a day of serving meals, never missed a day of being able to provide medical care.
Wow.
So this was it's an amazing thing, and it's by God's grace that we're even able to do this. And so we are truly, truly grateful. But the folks that are listening, you want to be able to be a part of Mission Possible 7 and support our veterans, or you just want to learn more about City Mission and understand more about what we do and how we do it. You can go to citymission.org and look on our website, and you can even schedule a tour, just as Jeff said. Well, I love giving tours of the mission. It's a small campus, but there's a lot that goes on inside those buildings. We love to give you a tour, show you what we do, and see how you can become a partner of this great work.
Fabulous. Well, Jeff McCartney, Dean Gartland, it's always a pleasure. You guys, when you show up, seriously, you make my day because you talk about the work that you do, and surrounding it all, of course, is the love of Jesus, and to invite new people to know Christ as well. It's kingdom-building work. So congratulations to both of you. Just really an honor here to sit with you and to talk about this work, and great success on August 6th for Mission Possible 7, and all the lives will be changed because of that. Thanks so much.
Amen. Thank you, John.
Our pleasure. Seriously, it has been. Hey, this has been Bizburgh. It's always a great pleasure to be with you. Thanks so much for being with us. And God willing, stay with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.